Make a financial plan for this new year. If not, it's never too late. Joining us now is Geoff Gaggs from Mission Wealth Management to help with a 2006 financial wellness plan, so you're not just sticking cash into the mattress.
That's right. It's important to plan.
Geoff, we're glad to have you here. Let's go ahead and go down our 9 key items on your checklist, and starting right off with credit reports. You have to know where you are in terms of your own credit.
It's real important to check your credit reports and scores. The reason being, there's a study that over 80% of reports are inaccurate. So you need to take the time to make sure that it is indeed correct. It impacts being able to buy a home, buy a car. It could even impact being able to get a job. So it's important that it's up to date.
And then to brace yourself, you should have some sort of emergency reserve.
Yeah, you want to have a little bit of cash on hand in case the unexpected comes up and you don't have to go into debt. So typically 3 to 6 months worth of expenses is nice to have on hand.
3 or 6 months salary is another way to look at it too.
Well, really it's the expenses.
Okay.
The expenses are the key.
And then you got to think about your liabilities.
Yeah, there's good debt and bad debt. Good debt is when you have a home mortgage, the interest rate is deductible and the asset appreciates typically over time. Bad debt is something like a credit card where the interest rate is typically pretty high and it's non-deductible.
And that can catch you. And then as we look at our 4th item, it's spending. Where are you at when it comes to the end of the month and what has gone out of your pocket?
Yeah, this is where you need some discipline, and it's important just to track and have a goal of what your spending is, because by doing that, that ties into point number 5, which is saving, and it allows you to save, take control of your own destiny. And for 401k plans, which are popular with a lot of companies, the savings rate has now increased for 2006. It's now $15,000 for the year, and if you're age 50 or over, it's an additional $5,000.
And yeah, and important in all this, we've seen statistics showing that saving in America has gone down. Family putting the money away just isn't happening as much anymore.
Savings rate is almost 0. It's important to start saving.
Wow. We also need an investment review.
Need to take a look at all the investments, make sure they're competitive, make sure your asset allocation is diversified, and what is your allocation between real estate, stocks, fixed income. And typically as you get older, you shift from more growthy stock investments to more conservative fixed income-like investments to preserve what you have.
And you do a little pruning too, such as wilting some of those stocks that are no longer going to bloom for you.
Doing a little bit of rebalancing is important.
Also, you stress that an insurance review can be extremely helpful.
Review all the insurance, because as you get older, your needs change, and so you should make sure that, number 1, it's competitive, number 2, the terms of the insurance make sense, and that you have the right policies in place.
And then some people may say, I don't need to do this now, but estate planning can be vital.
A lot of folks put this off, but it's important. There's 3 key items that most adults need, and that's an advanced health care directive, a will, and a durable power of attorney for finances. And a lot of folks, especially in Santa Barbara, would benefit from a trust.
And then our final item, number 9, taxes.
Yeah.
Why pay more when you can pay less?
Yeah, and you could talk about this forever, but one key item would be to look at the potential refund you're receiving. And if you're receiving a large refund, it could make sense to lower your withholding rate so that every month you'll actually receive more income and there'll be less money given to the government earlier on. It's basically loaning the money government. Why do that?
That's an easy solution, but when you start to get into the intricacies as well, I mean, it could be everything from avoiding paying that capital gains to being smart about an upcoming real estate sale when you're talking about taxes.
Yeah, it's important to see the accountant, especially at this time. This is tax time, to do your own homework or see your accountant to make sure it's all in order.
And I think that now that we've looked at all 9 items, it's always said, don't start stumbling into debt in the first place. We're still in an era where a lot of people just load up on credit card debt and debt in all other shapes and forms. Is that not still an issue with you at UC?
I see it all the time, and you can have folks making a lot of money and they're just not disciplined and they're not saving, and we got to take control of our own future, and the way to do that is by having some discipline and doing some savings.
Okay, well, if you need help with your control, your discipline, and your savings, go ahead and give Geoff a call at Mission Wealth Management, and perhaps he can inspire you to tighten up your ship when it comes to your finances. Really appreciate your having the time here to talk to us about these issues, and come again. Well, that does it for this edition of the Coastal Business Report. We air every Sunday morning at 8 on KEYT, and again Wednesday and Friday evenings at 10:30. That's on Cox Community Channel 8. Join us again next time for all the business news that matters to you.
The Coastal Business Report.